And there's a great deal of evidence to support the fact of the flood. First of all, there are a number of mechanisms that could produce the kind of thing that the Bible tells us happened in the flood. We're told, for example, that the windows of heaven were open. Now, there's lots of things that could be interpreted that. You can say, well, it's just a good heavy rainstorm. But the indication is that it was much more than that the windows of heaven were open, not that somebody just threw a bucket out a window. Let me show you something kind of interesting. The earth has a magnetic field. This magnetic field is very, very important to us. We mentioned this briefly back in our discussion of design. Because what happens is that as particles come into the earth, attracted by our gravitational field, they enter the Earth's atmosphere, and some of those particles can be quite destructive. If the particles are charged, then they have magnetic properties. As particles come in then, their magnetic fields and the Earth's magnetic field interact, and the particles end up being deflected away from the Earth. Now in this visual, you're looking at what are called the Van Allen radiation belts, and this is just a sketch, it's not an accurate presentation. But there are multiple belts, and the largest belt that you see there would be a belt made up of hydrogen ions. In other words, charged hydrogen atoms. Suppose the Earth were to lose its magnetic field. What would happen to those belts? Well, they would collapse upon the Earth, wouldn't they? Because there would no longer be the protection, and whatever particles were suspended in them would collapse as the Earth's magnetic field collapsed. If you add massive amounts of hydrogen to an oxygen-rich atmosphere, hydrogen plus oxygen produces water.
All right, don't rush me. I mean, that is not such an easy question to answer, you know.
And there have been some who have calculated that a considerable amount of water could be deposited by
Like a mother of Cully.